Hi families, it's Jason. Welcome to my new videotaping area, which should be quiet and provide me an opportunity to do more and better videos for you moving forward. You may be a little bit confused if in the past you had watched video number 18 and video number 19 about behavior. As you know, I was stuck for a long time trying to figure out how I wanted to do that. And unfortunately, when I looked back and watched those two videos again, I watched them, I was not satisfied. I mean, I'm talking the whole time, and I'm sharing a lot of important information, but I'm teaching very few signs, and I'm not teaching signs the way that I wanted to, that I think is most helpful for you guys, where it's very, very slow, very, very clear, and it really just kind of gives you the tools. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to take those two videos and I'm putting them kind of aside in their own separate group. We're going to call those Power4Families Extras. And they're still there, so if you want to watch them, you want to listen to me kind of almost lecturing for an hour altogether on behavior, why it's important, what kinds of situations maybe you're experiencing that you might want help for, that's a really good place to go. But I think I'm going to replace those videos with a new 18, 19, and 20 that really focus more on going back to the roots, that really slow, careful, clear way of showing you the signs and basically giving you the tools. If you already know, and feel comfortable with those parenting skills related to behavior, then you don't have to waste your time. If you don't want my advice, you don't have to waste your time. This will be an easier way. So, with that in mind, let's get to it. Let's get started. So, as I talk about in the old videos, there are three things that we're going to be focusing on, in addition to that old thing that we said way back in the beginning about how do you feel and what do you want, okay? We still want to keep that in mind the whole time that we're working on it. The three things that we have to focus on when we're working on behavior with young kids in specific, but deaf and hard of hearing kids generally, is you want to be clear, you want to be consistent, and you want to be compassionate. Okay? We focused on those three things. Let's teach those three signs. Clear, you're going to take those O hand shapes and flatten them out. And then you're going to put them so they're kind of, my right hand, my dominant hand is behind my left. You could almost think of them as like peeking groundhogs or something. My right is behind my left. Flat O hand shapes, and they're going to move out and apart and open up into 5 hand shapes as they go, okay? Clear. This can be clarity, it can be clear, it can be obvious. These are different signs that show that, or different words that share that same sign. So clear, obvious, clarity. There you go, okay? The second one that we talked about was consistent. That's really kind of a combination of two signs. We have the sign for continue, which I talk about on the other video as well, but they're basically A hands, maybe 10 is a little better. The thumb's extended a little more than usual. And they're put with palms facing down, and I have my dominant hand, you'd be opposite if you were left-handed, right? We'll go behind this thumbnail, and you're going to push it forward, and it goes forward twice, okay? This means continue. Now that's part of the sign that we're going to do for consistent. So we do continue, and then we're going to sign one of a few signs you can use for the idea of same, okay? What we're going to do is we have both hands as Ys, palm down again, and then we're going to move in kind of it's a counterclockwise circle, sort of on a plane. They're not flat like this, and they're not vertical. They're kind of at an angle. So same, okay? All together, that sign is going to be continue, same, same. This is used when all things in a group, all things in an area are the same. Continue, same, okay? Or consistent, that's what it means. Clear, consistent, and the last one is kind, all right? I talk a lot. I talk a lot about the difference between being kind and another word concept that has the same sign but really means something a little different is pity. Okay, we want to be really careful when we're working with young deaf children that we are compassionate, but we don't let pity run the show, so to speak. We want to be able to connect with the basic idea that their experience is hard sometimes and it's not fair, but we're not going to feel sorry for them. We're going to hold them to high expectations, all right? So those are the three things. We're just going to add and add and add to your toolbox and give you all kinds of really great signs to use today. The next one is behavior, okay? You're going to make both hand into a B from the alphabet, and then you're going to, almost like those rides at the fair that swing like a ship that swings back and forth, okay? It's going to go for me, to the right as a right-handed person first, and then back to the left and back to the right. It just does it a couple times. Behavior, okay? Behavior. It's also the same sign for the word behave. If I can spell and talk right at the same time today, behave. I can't do it. Why have you betrayed me? Behave, okay? Or behavior. It's the same sign for both. All right, next on my list, some basics, things I left out of those initial videos I really want you to see is a sign for yes. Yes. Seems basic, right? You're giving the child permission to do something, or you're trying to affirm a behavior. They did something well. You can say yes, okay? S sign. It's just an S hand shape, I should say. And it shakes twice. Yes. Okay? Easy. Yes. Think of it like a head that's nodding twice. Yes. All right? The next sign is for no. N-O. What we're going to do for this, it's a little strange. The sign came from, the old sign was fingerspelled, N-O. And it's kind of been shortened and abbreviated now to just one sign that's kind of fast. No. So what this is like, it's not really any other hand shape. It's not any other hand shape that you've seen so far. It's going to be those U letters. I keep saying letters, but today I mean hand shapes. I'm kind of getting started after a long break here, so bear with me. We have the U hand shape, and the thumb sticks out, which is different than what we've done before, and those two fingers come down and touch together. No. Okay? That sign can be modulated a lot of different ways. It's really interesting. You could do it emphatically, no. You could do it towards someone, like no, no. Or you could say like, no, 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 no. Like if someone's going to tickle you and no, I don't want it. No, 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 no. Okay. Or there's you can twist it like no. No, it means really strong. No way. I don't want mushrooms on my pizza. All right. So yes and no. Both of them normally be on my right hand, but I could do both. So next sign is okay. You're giving permission, you are accepting, or you're telling them that what they're doing is fine. It's just the letters O from the alphabet and K. Okay. Sometimes you can use the sign for fine. It's kind of interchangeable with okay. Okay, fine. All right? Next signs. These are some words that we need to use to really help children learn and classify their behavior as kind of acceptable or not acceptable. So the next one we have is right. This is not the sign like right, like I'm right-handed, but right like correct. Correct. Okay? Right. And then the other sign that's related is wrong. Okay, again, I don't know why I switched to my left hand. It should be my dominant hand. It's a Y hand shape, and it hits my chin. So going back, right is two index pointy fingers, that we always do, and the right one, my dominant hand, strikes down on the other one. Right. Right. It can be repeated like right, 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 good, good, just the same way we would say that. It's the same way we'd say it if we were talking. So right, 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 or wrong, okay? A related sign is to make a mistake, M-I-S-T-A-K-E, mistake. You can put this same hand shape that before you had here on your chin, with the fingers touching the chin and the knuckles out. You're going to put it on the side now. This is a little tricky to show. I'm going to put this first knuckle right here on the side of my chin, right there, okay? And then I'm going to roll my hand so that the fingers and these knuckles go over my chin like I'm rolling paint onto it, kind of like, okay? But I keep the same hand shape, the Y hand shape. And kind of, you can make a face to go with it, like, ah, or oops, or I blew it, I made a mistake. That's what it means, is made a mistake or mistake, okay? So if I spilled something on you and you're like, ah, what did you do? I could say, sorry, I made a mistake. It was just a mistake. It was an accident. All right. As we go into the next videos, we're going to need to sign for choice. So what I want you to do is get a V or 2 hand shape up. Okay. And you're going to turn it with the back of your hand out, palm facing yourself. And you're going to take this hand as a 5 hand shape. And these are going to be your picking fingers. Picking fingers. So this is how you're going to make a choice. You have 2 choices here, and you're going to pick from this one, the index finger first, and then you're going to pick from the middle one. Choice. Okay? Choices. And that's all you have to do for that sign. So when you're talking with your child or a child, and you're telling them that, you're trying to give them a little bit of power too, and letting them make a decision if they're going to do the right thing or the wrong thing. You have a choice. Right now, the first one, the choice is what? You could get mad, you could cry, and you could yell, and you could fall on the ground, or the other choice is you could be quiet, you could have good behavior, and when we go outside, then I'll give you a reward. And we'll show that sign too. So that's the choice. Choice. Or choose. It's also the word choose. The next sign is which, like the question word. Which is kind of fun, especially when you use it together with this sign, choice. So you can say, we have A, choice A, and choice B, choice. Yep. This one is apples. This one is oranges. And then I put my eyebrows down and I say, which one do you want? Those are your choices. Which do you want? What I've done is there A hands with the thumb a little more extended, kind of like, it's like a cross between the 10s and the A's, kind of. I think they're more like 10 hand shapes. And then you're going to put them with the knuckles kind of pointing each other, and they just move up and down in an alternating fashion, okay? Which. The next sign is if, okay? This is really kind of a complicated sign, and let's see how much time we have. Oh, a little bit. I'll try to go quickly, okay? If, the first sign is made just by making an I from the alphabet, turning it around, and then touching the fingertip of the pinky finger right below the I on the same side as your arm, okay? If. Now, this really also means suppose. Like, suppose if this happens. So what you have to kind of do when you sign it is you have to kind of make a face. You have to kind of tilt your head and raise your eyebrows a little bit, like, if you are good, and then you smile and nod. This is the then, okay? Smile and nod, and you'll say ice cream, okay, or a prize or a gift. So again, you'll say, if you do it this way, then yeah, you can have it that way. Then yes. If you clean your room and you finish, then yeah, you can go and play, okay? So what you can see is when I'm using that if, then, I don't have to use a sign for then. I can use my facial expression to kind of represent that word, and that's fine, that works, okay? So something that's kind of cool, it's very ASL. There's other ways to sign if, and we'll talk about that more, not in this video, but later we will get more in depth with if. You can also sign if like this, and there's another way that you can spell it with like if. It's almost like this is like a conditional, like if this happens, then this other thing will happen, okay? This is more like suppose if you're willing to do this, if you will behave, or if you have wrong behavior and you blow up and you get mad, then you'll get in trouble. All right? You can use the word then. It's kind of interesting. This is a L from the alphabet, right? Point it out like you're going to shoot somebody on on your right. If I'm right-handed, I'm going to shoot someone on the right. If I'm left-handed, I'm going to shoot someone on my left, okay? This is the base of the sign. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pointy finger on my dominant hand. I'm going to touch the thumb tip and then make kind of a loop and touch the index finger. What you're really saying is first, second. First, I play baseball. Second, I go home. Okay? First, I play baseball. And then second, I go home. So really you're saying that whole sign for then really comes from the signs for first, second, third, fourth. There's a couple different ways for that. I don't want you to feel too overwhelmed. I'm not going to go into depths with, you could do first place, second place, third place, all those for like sports or games. You can do first, second, third for like the order in which things happen. Today we're going to be using more like these are all your choices, your options. And this one's first, and this one's second, and this one's third, fourth, fifth. All you have to do is hold up how many fingers. Maybe there are 3 choices. Maybe there are 4 choices. Maybe there are 5 choices. This is first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Or first, second, third. All right? Maybe I have 3 choices. You can get mad and you can yell. Or we can watch a movie. Or we can eat ice cream. Those are the 3 choices. Notice how I use my index finger to move across 3 choices. These are the 3 choices. This was the first choice, second, third. First, second, third. All right? Something to build on as you're making choices. You might not always have 2. Sometimes there might be 3 choices, or 4, or 5. Okay. Let's see, 17 minutes. Trying really hard to keep it short. We have just a few more signs. Just a few more signs to do in a very short time. The next sign I wanted to teach you is can. Like you can, like I will let you, or you're able, like you're physically able to do that. Can. What it is the A hand shapes like this, and they come out in front of your body, raised about here, palm down, and they drop. Can. Can. You can. Some sign language dictionaries, you might look in them and you'll see that they show like C's, can. Go ahead and move away from that. If we're going to be practicing ASL, you want to have those A hand shapes straight down, can. Can. All right? Then the opposite of that word is can't. I think we practiced this in an earlier one, so I'm reviewing with you now. We have the index finger out. We're going to strike down across it. Can't. Can't. Index fingers on both hands. My non-dominant lays flat, and my dominant hand strikes down across the fingertip. Can't. And usually you shake your head and like, nah, can't. You have to have facial expression that matches. Can't. There you go. Kids are going to be very confused, so don't do that. All right. Then we have the word like. What we're going to do like is use your middle finger and your thumb. They're going to come together. All right? Practice that first. The other fingers stay out. You're going to take this hand shape and you're going to act like you have maybe a spider on your shirt. And you're going to grab right at the center of the spider and pull out and away from your shirt. All right? So let's try again. I'm going to pull. I have that hand shape here. My middle finger, my thumb. I'm going to grab right here and pull out. One motion, like. Like. I don't know if I can bend over so you can see like. Like. And that kind of agreeable frown. Yeah. Like, I like it. That's good. I like it. The opposite of that sign is don't like. And what you're going to do is you're going to do the same sign. Instead of signing not like or don't like, there's one sign specifically for that in ASL. So you're going to grab the same place, you're going to pull out, and then you're going to throw it away. Don't like. Don't like. Don't like. And your facial expression should match. Don't like. Don't like. All right. One more sign to get us ready for the next lesson. In the next lesson, It's going to be more, a little bit more in depth on vocabulary and signs that you can use for helping to manage behavior, all right? In order for kids to have a clear understanding of what it is you want, what it is you expect from them, it's really important that in advance, excuse me, I'm sorry that I always have a frog in my throat. It's really important that they have a clear idea of what the rule is. So let's work on the sign for rule. That's in the old videos. The old 18 and 19 videos have these signs too. But I think this will be shorter, slower, more clear, okay? So the sign for rule, my non-dominant hand is just the flat hand shape, thumb out, fingers together. My dominant hand is a R, all right? And then it touches basically the thumb part, like this part of my thumb, if you can see. It's going to touch against here. So I touch high and I touch low. Rule. Rule. All right. So talking about rules, that's something that you have to do before the behaviors happen. Sometimes you have to see the wrong behavior a few times before you kind of know what rule you need to set up for the child to be successful. So anyway, that's a lot today. We have clear, consistent, so clear, consistent, compassionate, behavior or behave, yes, no, okay, right, wrong, mistake, choice, which or which. If you do that, then maybe this will happen. Then, which is not needed for if, because you can kind of use your facial expression to replace that word, but here's the sign. Then, like first, second, then. And then we showed however many choices you have. This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Whenever you're talking about things in a list, it can be rewards, it can be activities that you're going to do when you go outside of the home. You could say first we have to go to the store, second we'll go to McDonald's, and third and fourth and fifth, okay? First, second, third, fourth, fifth. We said can, can't. We did like, don't like. And lastly, we did rule. All right, that should set us up for the next video. Again, if you're interested, you can watch the other two longer behavior videos that really they focus more on kind of parenting skills, maybe not so much sign language vocabulary, or maybe you could watch the two of those and these three that are more vocabulary focused and get a lot of information. All right, so thank you. We will see you next time, and more power to you. Take care. Bye-bye.